This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. Free National Movement Member of Parliament Adrian Gibson has been released on a $150,000 bail after spending the night in police custody following his arraignment in the magistrate's court on Monday. Gibson, along with 6 others, face a combined 101 charges, with 56 of those charges levied against Mr. Gibson, including multiple counts of money laundering, conspiracy to commit bribery, and fraud, among other charges. On Monday, before the close of courts, Mr. Gibson did not have his bail signed, resulting in him being held in custody. All of the defendants charged in the matter are now out on bail. They are each required to sign into a police station nearest their home before 7 p.m. on Fridays. They all return to court on September 14th. The Coalition of Independents, COI, is letting their voice be heard on the arrest and charges levied against Mr. Gibson. Just yesterday, Charlotte Green, chairman of the COI, released a statement commenting on the matter.
Coalition of Independents acknowledges the Davis administration's effort to fight corruption by charging a sitting MP before the court. It is a step in the right direction. For far too long, politically connected individuals have seemed to be above the law. It is our prayer that this administration would apply the same standard to its own sitting MPs and likewise prosecute any reasonably accused of wrongdoing.
Ms. Green then focused on the leader of the opposition, Michael Pintard, and the Free National Movement's intent to stand with Mr. Gibson.
The coalition also takes note of the leader of the opposition's disturbing stance that he and his party, the FNM, is standing with Adrian Gibson. While we acknowledge that everyone is innocent until proven guilty, it is our view that the leader of the opposition's stance should be to let the law take its course. The leader of the opposition is a servant of the Bahamian people, paid by the Bahamian people to act in the interests of the Bahamian people, not a political party. We in no way support Mr. Pintard's stance, but we understand that the FNM has deteriorated from an organization that stood against corruption to a party that condones and supports corruption.
Ms. Green contends that Mr. Pintard first defended the lack of accountability of the $53 million food program and now is putting the FNM's reputation on the line in support of Mr. Gibson. She again encourages the government to continue on the path of accountability. The Office of the Spouse of the Prime Minister on Tuesday commended the Mobile Community Legal Aid Project led by the Eugene DePuch Law School and its partners, the Attorney General's Office, the Bahamas Bar Association, and the Caribbean Agency for Justice Solutions for delivering the Community-Based Legal Aid Project, or CLAP, which will be launched at the end of this month. The Office of the Spouse said for a long time, concerned Bahamians have advocated for greater access to legal aid so that our people can be properly advised and made aware of their rights. The statement says there is a great need for advice about common criminal and civil legal situations, children's rights, women's rights, and protection for victims of domestic abuse and violence. The Office of the Spouse is particularly supportive of the valuable advice that will be given to women who cannot afford legal fees but require advice for binding their abuse or filing for divorce. The Office of the Spouse fully supports the launch of the project pilot and looks forward to the positive impact it will have on the lives of Bahamians who traditionally lack access to legal aid. The Agricultural Development Organization, or ADO, has committed to funding 21 public schools on 6 family islands with a donation of $50,000 for new and or existing agricultural programs. The Department of Education accepted the donations on Monday at the Ivy DeMont Building, University Drive. Education Minister Glennis Hannah Martin said the initiative is generous and brilliant and will go a long way individually and collectively as well as nationally. She believes private sector groups going into the schools and communicating the necessity of food security and agriculture is very important and promotes public health as well. ADO, that was born with a $1.1 million grant from FTX Capital Markets, is led by Executive Chairman Philip Smith. And finally, Cabinet announcing today a state-recognized funeral for the late Dr. Eugene Newry. That service to be held on Friday, June 17th, 11 a.m. at St. Francis Xavier Cathedral, West Hill Street. Interment will follow in the Catholic Cemetery, Taylor Street. Dr. Newry, a former diplomat, educator, and neurosurgeon, died on Sunday, May 22nd. He has been heralded as a pioneer of the progressive movement of the Bahamas and served under the Christie administration as ambassador to both Haiti and Washington, D.C. He was a political activist, writer, and philosopher. The body of Dr. Newry will lie in repose in Suite B at Bethel Brothers Mortician on Nassau Street tomorrow, June 16th, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., with viewing for the general public between 12:30 p.m. and 6 p.m. Again, that service is set for Friday at 11 a.m. And that'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Jareno Saunders. Thanks for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.